Joining us now is Luisana Gonzalez, one of the student curators for a new library exhibition, Still History, Exploring Mediated Narratives. Luisana, welcome to Notre Dame Day.
So good to be here. Thank you.
How about you give us your Notre Dame introduction?
Yes. So my name is Luisana Gonzalez. I'm a junior in Ryan. I'm from Cleveland and New York, and I'm an English major and art history minor.
Fabulous. So why don't you tell us what this exhibit is and how it compares to other collections? Why is this one in particular so important?
Yeah, so the exhibit was the result of a winter session class called Stories of Power and Diversity inside museums, archives, and collecting. And so essentially, the creation of this exhibit was completely done by students, which, was never really done before. And essentially, students ranging from freshmen, undergrads to postgraduate students, 7 of us, essentially looked at actual items housed in Notre Dame's repositories. So the Snipe Museum, rare books and collections, the Hesburgh archives, and we created an exhibition investigating narratives of power and diversity altogether.
So each of the 7 curators created one of the exhibition showcases. So what showcase did you create and why?
Mine was called Scarce History out of the 7, and it was based on a photograph housed in the Snipe Museum archives. Yes, that's it. And it's a beautiful photograph. It was taken in 1941 by a Western photographer, Ernest Nee. And essentially, my exhibition explored the background of the photo. So that little chapel right there is called La Manga, the Holy Child of Atocha chapel. And the background of why that chapel exists was because there was a resident farmer who fell ill, very ill, and his brother promised that, if he prayed to God and he was healed, he would build the chapel. And so while other, narratives or analysis of that photo have gone into the prettiness of the photo, the beauty of sort of that aesthetic, the Western aesthetic, I wanted to investigate the community that built the chapel and the family, the Ortega family, that built the chapel.
Wow, what a beautiful story. What was that process like of doing all that research and really building that backstory?
I gained a lot of respect for people in archival research. It was difficult. You're working with the primary object essentially, and that's the object. You don't have that much more. So you have to go back. You have to be resourceful. It was a brief research. This is like an end of the class sort of 2-week investigation process, but it was really humbling in its own way, because you realize how much the methodology of how you analyze art history objects in itself writes the narrative of art history. And so, being aware of the way in which we talk about objects, is also being aware of the way in which we talk about history and who is in power in history.
Thank you so much for joining us, Luisana. I know myself and all our viewers are walking away today a little bit more informed. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.